What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Glitch Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Topher Welsh. The other one is
Capon Design.
Eugene, my partner in VR crime, and we are here with the VR girl.
Hi, everybody. It's going good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. She's coming to us virtually from Flipside VR.
Flipside, yes.
You got quite the setup in Flipside.
Yes, and doesn't it look good? The visuals from Flipside looks really, really good.
Let's go. Can you grab your selfie camera and give us like a little look around?
Yeah, sure.
You got so many sets and stuff, it seems like, because it seems like every time I see you on Facebook streaming, you have a different like thing you're doing. You're either playing Beat Saber, or you're in Flipside, or you're over in VR chat, or you're collaborating with someone else. It seems like you're like everywhere.
Yeah, well, I try to do different things on my streams, or at least change the environment, so that people see something new, so they don't get bored. And yeah, so I'm actually not the one building these sets. Bob Hackey is. He is a creator, a Flipside creator, and he's been doing building these in Unity and bringing them over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and then he builds the models too as well. So all these models and stuff like that he builds, and you can see I have tattoos too.
Nice.
And here, I'll show you my tattoos. I have tattoos.
Ooh.
Do you have like a Pikachu or something?
I see a star, a bat, an anime chibi character of some kind, an ice cream cone.
I'm just all tatted up.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do you have those tattoos in real life too?
I have some in real life, but not those.
Are you going to get them?
Well, I don't know. I was thinking about actually getting her, like this character, because yeah.
Do you have a name for the VR girl? Like, do you have a character like name or persona that you're developing, or?
Well, her name's Carrie.
Okay.
That's the model's name. But yeah, just the VR girl. That's what.
Okay.
Just the VR girl. I am the girl they call VR. Yeah, it's pretty cool what the things that you can create in the VR and stuff like that. And that's another thing too is that's why all these games and stuff like that's getting popular, I think, is because of the mods. People being able to do stuff like bring worlds in from Unity and stuff like that. I think that's why Beat Saber is so popular.
Right.
Is because of those mods, because they built an entire community around the modifications.
Right. Yeah. The entire like game was amazing and epic to begin with, but then once you realized you could play any song you wanted to, and then you could change like the environment around you, that you could change your character, that you could change your swords, you're like, okay, this game is infinitely awesome, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, and so I think that if they wouldn't have done it like that, then I don't think it would have. I think it maybe would have, had the hype at first, but then it would have faded out. But I'm glad they did it like that. That's definitely a key for these games, especially in VR, because we want to build our own worlds. We want we want to customize them.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of the beauty of virtual reality, is like the only limit is your imagination. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Not just VR. I feel like this is very much reminiscent of Minecraft and all the mods that came into Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
But for sure. But I mean, the fact that we can like now in like
do it in VR as well.
Do it in VR and like, not just like, oh, look at that coffee cup. You can actually grab that coffee cup and drink out of the coffee cup, and
it has Steam. I have Steam.
It does
coffee.
have Steam.
So my Steam.
Yeah, you have particle effectors.
My Steam coffee. Yeah, he's doing great.
So, where did you get your start? Like, I know you've been doing the VR thing for like a couple years now. And I feel like I recently learned about you probably 6 months ago. When I saw you started jumping on the Facebook for creators around the time that me and Eugene were at VidCon.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like this chick is everywhere. And then we started talking. And you were like, "Yeah, I've been doing VR for a long time." So tell me a little bit about your story about how you got into this and where it started.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. I actually got into VR before even knew what the Oculus Rift was. Like this is before that even came out. Um, so I noticed that there was a problem within the educational system. Like the technology where I live, and we live in like the second largest school district in Georgia. It's very outdated. Like the kids are bored in school now. You know what I'm saying? Like I walked into my son's school and they looked like they were about to have a panic attack. The teachers did. And I'm thinking in my head, like, and I was all into AR first. So I was like, I was all like, I've always been into like these characters and applications on your mobile device and stuff like that. And so I was doing characters with this application called Zoob. And then I was also exploring augmented reality. I was playing a lot with Blip art and stuff like that. But anyway, so I noticed that the school district, they have a problem. I mean, and then not all the schools are the same. Like some of the schools have upgraded technology, and then some of them don't. And then and the teacher. So I was like thinking in my head, okay, well, there has to be something we could do. And so I was actually thinking about like. We actually started this project to where I was like, okay, well, let's get a bus. Let's just get a bus and outfit that with all kind of upgraded technology. And so I was working with the Z Space, and the Z Space, that was a virtual reality desktop. They actually just came out with the laptop recently, but this was a couple years ago. They didn't have the laptop, but it was this big old desktop, and you had like these special glasses that you put on, and it was made for students, and it had all kind of different programs in it. And so I was like, the school district needs that, so let's just get a bus and figure out how we can get a bunch of units of those Z-Space units on there, and then we could just travel around the school district and let the kids, you know what I'm saying? So that way the teachers will. And so then I was at the maker space here, and somebody showed me, they showed me Birdly with the Oculus. And after they showed me that, a couple weeks later, I seen this picture, and I show her. It was like one of the recent, one of the very early day advertisements for the Rift, and then that was all she wrote. And so the first thing I got was after I heard about the Oculus, I went to Walmart. I went to Walmart because I didn't know what was I didn't know what the difference was, and I got me one of those Mattel ViewMasters. Mm-hmm. And I was actually going to doing festivals and stuff like that with that little Mattel ViewMaster, and going around letting people use that. And they loved it. Boy, I had a line. Like it was one event I did at the first robotics event I did. I had a line going all the way around the door from people that just wanted to try this ViewMaster. And there's
really?
Yeah, oh yeah. And so, yeah, definitely a lot. And so the application I used to demo a lot was Jaunt. I would demo Jaunt at these events with that ViewMaster. And then the first time I tried it was when I partnered with the university, and we did an event together. I had my little ViewMaster. I also had like this tablet table. It was like this touchscreen tablet or whatever, and I would take that around too. But so I partnered with the university, and they had the Oculus and stuff like that. And so that was the first time I was able to try it. Was there, but it was so early days back then to where we thought it was cool that we put it on, and they had a leap motion to it too as well. Okay. And you could kind of like put your hand out, and then there was fish, and the fish would scatter. But that was like kind of, and so and so I was just hooked. Like I was just absolutely just hooked, and it's kept my attention like ever since. I mean, it kept my attention. And so when I found the Oculus Rift and this technology, that's when I realized that we didn't need to have that big old expensive bus, and we could actually help the school districts by getting them headsets and try to get the school, try to talk the school district into incorporating the virtual reality into their school.
That's awesome.
So that's how I started. Yeah.
Okay.
So I did that. I went through this accelerator and stuff like that, and I did really good with that. Like I got really, really far, and then I turned into this influencer somehow. I don't know, because I used to write a lot, and so I turned into this influencer, and then my mission became to introduce as many people as I possibly could to the virtual reality, and so I did a lot more events with my Vive and my Oculus. I did a lot more events. I even went to Las Vegas and traveled all over to do events. And so then I realized really quick that there was an easier way to reach people, and that was through social media. So I started streaming.
It's kind of one of the nice things about VR and streaming is, like, in order to reach people, you don't actually physically have to go anywhere.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's awesome and fun, and meeting people in real life and everything is awesome. Like, we got to go to, Long Beach for TwitchCon. We got to go to LA for, VidCon. But the cool thing about it is, like, when you have an entirely virtual space, you could just kind of like, hey, let's just go meet up in Flipside, or hey, let's go meet up in Hi-Fi, or let's go meet up in Sansar, like, and then
absolutely.
When everyone has their own avatars too, it's even better.
Absolutely, yes. And speaking of avatars, so the first avatar I actually had was in Facebook Spaces. That was the first application I tried, and I got really hooked. I got hooked on Facebook Spaces. Like, I was, and the first avatars they had, the cartoony kind, the ones before. Do you remember that one? Those?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll actually have this character, and Facebook will need a character book, but so they killed my avatar.
Oh no!
They killed it. Yeah, yeah. Whenever they did, and whenever they brought the new ones in that they are using now, they killed my old one, and I started feeling some kind of way, and so that's when I said that never again will I ever have an avatar get killed on me. So this is my avatar. Like, she is mine. I have different variations of her, so she's not going anywhere. Nobody can kill this avatar.
Right on. So how many it seems like you do a lot of, like, different collaborations and stuff in VR. How many different people have you I guess what I'm trying to ask is, do you find it easy to collab with people in VR? Because a limitation we've run into is a lot of people we want to talk to and hang out with in VR and do the show is they don't have, like, a headset or something like that. Have you been able to find a lot of people that were able to collab with you in VR, or do you just exclusively look for people in VR, or how's that work as I punch my mic?
Well, no. I think that like the way that we're collaborating right now, like, I think that this is a very interesting way too, because not the people don't they don't have to necessarily have the headset and to be able to collaborate like this. So if you didn't have a headset, we could still collaborate, and I think that kind of looks really cool because it kind of mixes the real world in. But yeah, I've noticed that. And then you have to, and then if they. So say that you do send, like, you get the guest, you send them the headset. Now you have to go through and you have to teach them everything, right? Because they know nothing at all. And that is where it could become very frustrating and time consuming, because these applications are not something you just jump in and just, like, automatically learn. Like, it's not like it's not like Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Fortnite's hard. Are you kidding me?
Is it?
I don't know. Time to learn how to build. Are you kidding?
My
kid's like, Dad, you go the wrong way. Go the wrong way.
Really?
So do you prefer that people come and visit you in VR, or do you prefer dimensionality reduced content where it's just the export of 2D space?
I kind of it depends. Like I said, it depends because And another thing too is when you get people in, like, so I noticed that whenever we do interviews and stuff like that, and you get people in here, like I have a camera, like this right here this is a camera in front of me, and there's like I mean, we could put the other ones up around the room, but I like using this one too. But they like touching things. They like to pick, and it drives me nuts because I'm like, do not touch the camera. And yeah, they definitely like to touch things and move things around. So if I have something set up, and I don't want to be rude, like, hey, don't touch you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
but
Don't touch my virtual space.
don't touch it. But yeah, it can be kind of like, and it gets really time consuming, especially like when you're in an application that might be in beta and stuff like that too. I mean, you got to keep that in mind, and then you have crashing going on around you. But yeah, I mean, I prefer either or. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about that.
I just gotta say, it cracks me up that you randomly just grab your coffee cup and take a sip like there's a vibe tracker attached to the bottom of it, and then you're actually taking like coffee sips. I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. Yeah, I think it's
You're
pretty cool.
so adept to being in VR. You're like, I just have to
Yeah.
like normally use my products, you know? Like I got this.
Yeah.
Let's just take a sip. Oh, I got some pizza. Let me grab this right here. Like it's just normal. Like
Yeah, definitely.
Do you actually have like a coffee cup with a vibe tracker attached to it?
Oh no, no. This is just I just pick it up like.
You should do that, and then
Genius.
actually take sips.
it reminds me of the Logitech keyboard.
Oh, that would be kinda
attach
cool.
You can attach the tracker to, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of those trackers, yes, those trackers, Vive.
It's your Oculus right now, right?
Yeah, but it don't matter. I have a Vive too. Vive. I need those trackers. I need three.
Oh.
Trackers. Vive. Yes.
Oh, we got the trackers.
Oh,
Trackers.
so I need three of them. I need three. I need them.
We want to organize a dance battle in VR.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Hey, that is right up my alley. I
Because
think
right now we have the headset, and we got the two controllers, and then we got a chest tracker, or like maybe a hip tracker, and then 2 feet trackers.
Vive.
So we'd be able to do it.
Vive.
Surprised
I
that
wanna-
Oculus doesn't have a tracker system yet.
I know. I think that they're behind on that one. I think that they're totally. I don't know what they're doing. I think that for one, I think they're going after enterprise. But hold on, Vive. I need to be in that dance battle, and you need to send me those trackers. We need 3 of them. 3 or 6 of them, because Puddles needs some too. Puddles is my little co-host friend, and we need those trackers so we can dance. Yes, Vive. We made a video for Vive. Like, we make videos for Vive every day, talking to Vive about those trackers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do.
It's just your ass. I mean, just if you make enough, they're gonna see one of them and be like, "Well, this girl's really
they already
annoying."
say-
She just really wants her trackers, and she's gonna make us some content. We might as well just throw her a couple.
Hey, Vive, you heard it there. You heard it from somebody else other than me. Yeah, absolutely. And so yeah, I make them videos every day. Oh, they see them. I see that they see them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I
You
see
like
that they-
DM Alvin Wang and be like, "Yo,
Oh yeah,
make sure you see
I
this."
sure do, Alvin. Yeah, I love Alvin though. Like he is phenomenal, and he is the nicest one I've met. Like seriously,
He's super cool. I actually got to meet him at CES. He is super cool. We went to some nightclub together, and I didn't realize who he was.
yeah.
And we're walking down through I think it was like the Venetian or something, and I'm like, "So what do you do, man?" He's like, "Oh, I work for HTC." I'm like, "Oh, cool. What do you do?" He's like, "Oh, I just I work. I'm a little higher up." I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And so I started talking to him, and then the night ends, and my buddy Jason's like, "You know who the fuck you're talking to, bro?" I'm like,
that's so awesome.
Alvin, right?" He's like,
Yeah.
"That's Alvin Wang, the CEO." I'm
Well,
like,
he's the president. Yeah, he's the president. Yeah,
president of Vive Japan,
China.
And I was just like, "Are you kidding me? Like,
That's awesome.
how did I not know this? Like,
Yeah.
such a
And he's really down to earth too. Like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I have mad respect for him, because I'll tell you what, there's a people in this, and there's a lot people in this industry. There's a bad habit of ghosting people, especially on LinkedIn. Like, if I might message somebody or something like that, and I never hear back ever, never. You right? But I message Alvin, he replies back every single time, and I told him, because like he has mad respect for me because of that, because it takes literally 2 seconds to like type out or give a thumbs up or something like that, you know what I'm saying, just to acknowledge that other person. I respond to everybody. I mean, I take time to respond to everybody that ever writes me, ever, even if it's just like a thumbs up or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Sure. But this industry has a very bad habit of people ghosting people. But Alvin's super cool, because I mean he responds back. But yeah, I sure do. I send those messages to Alvin saying, I need those trackers. And then so what he did was he actually gave me some email addresses. He was like, well, these people, because he's in China, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, these people will probably be able to help you. And I write them, and then I never hear back from and then they never respond. It's like the president from China can respond every time, but then the employees won't, you know what I'm saying? And so but yeah, Vive actually they actually sent me some dev kits for the Vive. That's why I have the Vive and Oculus. I mean, all my equipment's been sponsored. I'm a single mom. I don't really, I mean, I've given my life up for this industry, and I'm not really I'm not making a killing doing this, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm working on some sponsors and stuff like that now. But Vive, you could speed this process up and let me get those trackers. Right.
Well, we definitely understand where you're coming from.
See, they understand it.
We get it. We get it. Yeah, it's a grind. It's a grind in the growing industry, for sure.
Yes, but so the other day, me and Puddles and I, we actually made a video to where we went in the chroma key room, the green screen room, and I pulled me and Puddles and I.
Okay, hold on. Who is Puddles?
So Puddles is she is the best DJ. She is the best VR DJ in the world, for one. She DJs over there in the Sansar planet, and so I think of these things like they're almost like different tribes of people. Like we're like different colonies. But she's over there in Sansar and High Fidelity, and she does like these DJ sets or whatever. And oh my God, I've never seen anything like it. Like this girl's phenomenal. And we also have the show here to where she came up with the idea, but we interview like these different these different avatar celebrities, and we ask them the crazy questions that other shows might not ask them.
Such as?
So, for instance, she asked the guy that went to that spent a week in the VR. I actually have a set of questions that she had. Hold on, I'll show you.
Yeah, that Weekend VR guy was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Is he done yet? Did he end?
Yeah,
it?
he's
Is
done.
His week done?
Yeah.
Did he last?
Yeah, he did.
Really?
Yep. Yeah. So, and then I also know the guy. There was a guy who spent a month in VR too.
Oh, really?
Well. Yeah, he did it with. I can introduce you to him too as well. He's a pretty good friend of mine.
I feel like my 48-hour stream idea is now weak in comparison, right, Eugene?
Well, here's the thing. He wasn't technically actually in VR for a full month. He would take off headsets. He would switch back and forth. He slept in the VR headset, so he's not awake the whole time. He's not conscious. That, even though the headline is in a month in VR, he wasn't technically in VR the entire time.
It'd be really interesting to get like a medical company that does like brain scanning on as like a sponsor, and then doing that stream for like a week, but then monitoring all the vitals and seeing like what it does to the brain and all that stuff. I think that'd be a really interesting experiment. I mean, I know these guys have probably just done it like, let's just spend a week in VR, but like if you took it as a medical from a medical perspective, I think it'd be really interesting.
Absolutely. I keep telling them, like, I have offered myself up. Like, I have offered like the studying the eyes, like they definitely got to do that. Like they should have done that. There should have been a they needed to, if they're going to do these kind of experiments, stuff like that, they need to plan it out prior. I feel, and the guy who did the month thing, he did plan it out, but I think that the eyes definitely are something that needs to be studied. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you're spending that much time with that screen that close to your eyes like that,
Right.
they need to be studied so that we could see. Because I mean, are you going to be blind? Are you blind? You know what I'm saying? Blind when you get older. So it's one of those things. And so if they were taking breaks like that, then my headline should be "Girl spends 2 years in the VR." And right, because I mean, it does take time to learn these applications. Like I mean, and I could be in here like the longest I've spent in a straight was 8 hours. I've been in here 8 hours before straight.
I've done about 6.
Easy.
It's easy, yeah. It's especially if you're in an application that's very well made and that won't cause that vertigo. But as soon as I start feeling that vertigo, I've got to get out because it makes me sick. But a well-made application, and it's possible because there is many applications out there that causes, and there's movement and everything. Like in this application right here, I can go drive in the car and I won't get vertigo. There's something about it to where I think it might be the transitions. I think that could be. I think that what's happening is when we move, it's not moving fast enough with it, and I think that's
Right.
what's causing the vertigo. And I even I mean, there's some applications that I get vertigo in too, and that are pretty popular, but I can't go in them. But in the social applications like Santar and High Fidelity, I get vertigo really bad about
Really?
it. That's why, yeah.
See, I don't find those to be. I mean, maybe I just have a really strong stomach or something, but I've only gotten like a really bad motion sickness in one game so far, and it's like a pre-beta game, and it's Sopwith VR. It's that low poly plane shooter.
Okay,
But
yeah. I
like
don't know.
doing the joystick, like doing the doing like barrel rolls and stuff, like just mess with me. And within 5 minutes, I was done.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it anymore. But like, I could spend so much time in high fidelity or like alt space or VR chat. It's as long as, the headset is keeping up and it's not like doing that delay when you move your head, I'll be fine. As long as my frame rates keep up, I'm golden.
I mean,
Right.
as long as you have like a higher end computer actually running everything, I think you're going to be good.
Right. So I actually think that, so you know how in those other social apps too, whenever you move your joystick, or on the Vive, it'd be the pad, the touch pad.
Yeah.
Whenever you can actually, whenever you go to move, you move right then. You move right then and there. Like you could train. So, but in Flipside, I think what helps in Flipside is that before, like whenever I move the joysticks or say I need to move or something like that, I actually see I see a figure of myself first. So if I wanted to transition, I'm seeing myself and then I go over here. So it's like I see that first, I put myself in that position and I could see that, and then I move. And I think that that's what keeps me from getting the vertigo in here, because in the other ones, you just move it, you move with it right then. Like it's an instant thing. But because that's definitely something that very interesting. I didn't realize that till just now, this conversation, but I think that that's what it is. Because I could be in this application, this Flipside for her forever and never get sick, not one time.
So what is your favorite? I mean, it seems like it might be Flipside, but like, what's your favorite app that you like to hang out and create content in? Whether it be a game or a social VR app or whatever.
Flipside, Flipside, most definitely. Flipside, I like alt space. I like, but I haven't really been to an alt space too much. But I'm about to start going in there a little bit more. I like Beat Saber. Beat Saber's multiplayer too. You can actually have up to 16 people in the Beat Saber.
I actually haven't explored the multiplayer Beat Saber yet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now, when we tried it, you couldn't have sound on it, so there was no
Mm.
sound. You couldn't hear the other people. So, when me and Pedals and I, we kind of coordinated. We coordinated together, so we connected on Discord, and so we were able to hear each other.
Oh, okay.
But random strangers, like we opened our room up to the maximum, and so random people was in there. But it kind of sucked because we couldn't hear them. But I was like kind of wanting to do one day was like to coordinate it with a bunch of people and like let's all connect on Discord,
Right.
and then we all go in the Beat Saber because I think that would make some cool visuals, especially when with the camera movements now.
Well, can everyone play the same level in Beat Saber?
Yeah, you play the same song. Yeah, but the only thing is so last time we tried it, we couldn't see, like the only blocks that we could see was the original players. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that came put out. So, but the rest of you all, it just looked like you were dancing. I mean, it's
so really everyone cool. In their own headset gets their own line of blocks, but you only see the original person's line of blocks.
Right. Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
Huh. That could be fun. Eugene, we could have some battles that way.
Let me practice.
We should definitely. Me and Eugene get very competitive when it comes to Beat Saber. I can whoop his butt pretty much out the gate, like first trying a song, but he is determined to kick my ass when it comes to practicing. So he'll practice a song for a little while, and then he'll end up getting better than me.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It usually takes about 2, maybe 3 days, and then I just surpass him
by like 57 points.
Yeah.
That's all I need to win.
This is true.
That's all I need. A win's a win. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. You're the winner.
Yep.
Yeah.
You need those long arm swings, man. Those 180-degree swings.
Absolutely.
Right
on. So I noticed that your avatars are available on your website to download.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm going to get them downloaded, and we're going to add them in Flipside if we can.
Sounds good.
Talk to Bob about it and show him and see if we can. And then you can be on my show next.
Yes, I told her we will definitely be on her show with her and Puddles.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down.
We can be our VR selves again, Eugene. We can embrace.
It's been too long since we've been outside of those avatars.
Yeah, and can you wear the trackers too when you come on the show so that we can make Vive another video that day and I could show them, why I need those trackers because I need them.
I will loan all my trackers. So we have enough trackers to get one person fully equipped.
Well, you have 2 trackers, right?
I gotta go check the supply bucket.
I believe you have 2 trackers, but I have 3 because I got.
Yeah.
Oh no! I think you have 1 tracker.
Yeah, I think I at least have 1 tracker here in the.
Yeah, because we each got a tracker before, and then my lovely wife bought me the Duck Hunt game, which came with a tracker, and then bought me an additional tracker for Christmas.
Okay.
Which, you know what sucks, man?
What?
I'm going to say right now, I still haven't received my game code for the Duck Hunt game. My wife bought that thing on Amazon, and they never sent her the game code that came along with the tracker and the Duck Hunt gun game. And so I still have not played VR Duck Hunt.
It's a pretty good game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed, and I guess I've been so busy, I just haven't pursued it, that strongly. But I think I need to get my ass on that.
At some point, we're gonna have Brandon JLA on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Who was that?
They're the ones that made it. Made the game.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Did you ever watch the Freddie W channel on YouTube? It's now Rocket Jump. They made a video game high school. Okay.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
You would love it.
Yeah, I figured that'd be right up your alley.
Let's see what's going on with Peter.
Right on. So, let's see. So, what's next for you? Do you have another, like?
Hold on, all these pop-ups are coming up here. I gotta clear them.
Yeah, I see like Shark Tank, boobs, drinks, puppies.
I know it's spam. That's what it is. It's spam. I don't know why. I don't know how to turn it off. So I just
you know how you turn it off? You go to Google, and whenever it says, "Do you want this website to show you notification?" You say, "No, Google." No.
Yeah, but no, it's coming from Gmail. It's those were all like different. Those were most of those were emails notifications.
Oh, it's probably
Yeah.
you probably
like
just
that.
have notifications
Yeah,
put
just-
on inside Chrome, and you just got to go to your advanced settings and turn them off.
Oh, okay.
They're a pain in
But
the
yeah.
ass. I've had to do that too.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, so what's the next thing for you? What's the next platform you want to conquer and like kind of dominate? Because I mean, you did Facebook Spaces for a while. You're doing
Yeah.
a lot of Flipside now.
Yeah.
Like what's up next? You want to take on VR chat? You want to take on Sansar? What's
So
up?
we're probably going to go into alt space. We're probably going to go into alt space.
Okay.
Probably going to go into alt space next and see them over there. They're like a little tribe over there. Like I went over there the other day and they're just in there playing basketball and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
We were part of the Altspace crew there for a while. Our first season was hosted on Altspace.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if they've changed a ton since we got in. I just haven't spent enough time in there.
They actually opened up so you can create your own levels now.
Oh, yeah. No, it's completely different. No,
Oh, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so they've definitely moved into like developer relations. They're more about trying to get people into
It's
the
all about those
platform.
mods. Yeah.
And so even though they're trying to keep the avatars like very low poly, very simple, the levels are starting to get more expansive. I think it was when Rec Room really started to go that way. That's when
Right.
they're like, okay, we have to compete because our avatars are very much simple in the same way.
Yeah.
But, High Fidelity's been able to do this, the entire time, so.
Yeah. So let's talk about but you could do the same thing in Flipside too as well. And look how good it looks on the output. I mean, this looks good. This looks a lot better than a low poly. Now, let's talk about this competition, the platform wars that are going on. It is driving me nuts.
What do you mean? What platform wars?
The platform wars, like, okay.
Are you talking about HTC versus
Yeah,
Oculus versus Pimax?
Oh, yeah. Yes, they are driving me nuts with it because here's the thing. So it's almost like it's like a chain reaction. Once one of them comes out with something, you can almost guarantee that the next one's going to come out with it. I was really surprised when Oculus did not come out with those trackers. And I asked Jason, what's his name? Jason Rubin. I asked him, I said, when are you? And he said, I mean, he ain't going to tell me anyways, but I would have imagined that they would have came out with those trackers. But see, here's the thing. This is what it is. They're not worried about, I don't think any of them are really too concerned about the consumer market anymore, if that makes sense, because they're all going after enterprise. So, and it makes sense because the Quest is kind of designed, I believe, for enterprise use, if that makes sense. I mean, because if you are in the virtual reality industry and you've been in it and you've explored it and stuff like that, then you kind of know that for one, I don't know if Flipside will be able to be used on the Quest, but I doubt it because I mean this probably takes a lot of power. And so the games that are going to attract people to the virtual reality, I don't even think it's going to be on the Quest. And we want our whole body tracked. We don't want just our upper body tracked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they don't release a system that has the whole body tracked. And then let us stick some, like, you know how whenever you go to the heart monitor place, like, or say that you got to go get some physical checkouts or whatever.
Yeah, you got the EKG markers.
Yeah, the markers. I mean, why? So this is what I'm thinking, because those sensors are very important. Why can't they just why can't let us put those sensors, I'll put some sticky pads on my face or something like that so that it can read our facial expressions.
Yeah,
while
but
we're
most
in
people
here.
won't do that though. I mean, most people don't want to have. I mean, that would definitely get the result you probably want, but I mean,
Yeah.
is it the experience that people want to produce? I mean, how
Probably.
many people are willing to stick EKG markers on their bodies?
I don't know. I don't know.
But I hear what
everybody's
you're
like
saying, though. I mean, it's kind of crazy because it does seem like with the HoloLens 2 coming out
Yeah.
and being announced the other day, they announced they're completely shifting their perspective to go from business to business, rather than business to consumer, because they
Yeah.
were showing off a lot of toys and a lot of games at the HoloLens 1. But I mean,
Yep.
I've said it once, I'll say it before. HoloLens 1, field of view, complete garbage.
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
did you ever try the first HoloLens?
Yeah, I did. I had a chance
I
to
hated
see
it.
that.
Like, I was so underwhelmed. Like, I went to the
Yeah.
Microsoft store, I waited in line, I tried it, and I was like, I can't see the
Wow.
T-Rex's head. I can't see his feet. And if I look at his feet, I can't see what he's doing up here. And like this Robo Recall or whatever it was is cool, but like it's not what I want it to be. So with them, fixing that field of view issue and all the other stuff, but then saying like, look, we're really going for a business to business perspective, it makes a lot of sense because we've been hearing all the news that like, VR is slowing down for the consumer market a lot, and which is scary for us because we want it to grow big.
Yeah.
But the way around that might just be really focusing on a business to business perspective because, business does run the world. And if business ups VR, then the consumer population is just going to have to like adopt VR by proxy, honestly.
Right. Well, so but I still think that they're limiting themselves. Like, so for instance, like for one, they're hiring. Okay, and I'm not knocking nobody. They do what they do. But if you're a VR, like I'm a professional VR streamer, I get in here and I know what I'm doing. I know how to. I pretty much know how to relate this to the consumers, right? And I watched some of their streams that they're running on even HTC Vive and Oculus because they both are using streamers. Well, they're using actors and actresses that are they're clearly actors and actresses. I don't care what nobody says. They might not be. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But they're like. For instance, like they didn't even know that you could pull out a camera in Electronauts, and it totally like I was watching that stream that one of them was doing, and I was like, this is clearly an actor or actress because if they were a real professional VR streamer, they would have researched that application
they would have it.
To know that you could pull out that third party camera in the Electronauts and really give a good stream on that Electronaut stream, and they didn't. It was all point of view, which I'm sorry, but you've got to have this third party camera in the virtual reality because that point of view, it's just not cutting it because people don't. So whenever they're able, or mixed reality, but whenever they see me as an avatar, they kind of are understanding, a little bit, and it's kind of cool. But they definitely. I mean, Oculus has their social media approach is pretty strong, because I watch all of their analytics. But Vives could use some work, but Oculus is nailing it on their social media. Other than the fact that they won't tag in the real VR streamers, and it's driving me nuts. Like I don't understand. I don't understand that.
So here's the thing: when you're trying to launch a new game or a new platform, you're probably going to go for the biggest name that you can possibly get. Unless you are Nathy or VR Oasis, you most likely are not going to have those numbers that they're looking for. They're looking for content creators with 100,000 or more, which I don't know if you or I have 100,000 subscribers per channel.
Do you?
No.
I was going to say.
Do you? Yeah. All right, no. Hold on, no. Hold on, stop. Because listen, they're the ones who are causing them. Let me stand up on this one. Okay, so they are the ones who are causing them to get those numbers because I'm going to tell you what, they're pushing them. So, okay, for instance, look, here's the deal now. All right, so when you become a Facebook partner, okay, when you become a Facebook partner for their gaming platform, right, they are pushing you in all of the countries. They are like, I don't know if it's like they're doing it and they don't realize they're doing it or what. But they are the reason that the big ones are getting big, and then they look and want to see these numbers. But you're the reason why they're getting big, and like it's almost like one of those things to where I don't get that, like because I've seen some gamers, like some of these gaming, because I'm in the level up program on the gaming Facebook platform, but I'm not a partner, and so but here's the thing, my engagement rates are super high. I might have low reach, but I have one of the highest engagement rates of the industry. And hold on, I have another pop up come up.
I think what you're saying is like it's kind of a double-edged sword, you know? Like they want the big influencers so that they can push VR out to the masses. Kind of in the way that we do our show. Like we want certain types of guests because they'll help us get our reach more out there. But in the same sense, if they're using like, I don't know, let's just say like a PewDiePie, and they only do a couple of streams and they don't really know what they're doing, they might be showing everyone VR, but they're not really and getting people to come into VR. Whereas the best people to promote your VR and continually promote your VR would be the content creators like us that are always doing this stuff. Which, I mean, I'll say we haven't had a ton of talk with, you know, HTC or Oculus or a lot of these big companies that, you know, have the means to sponsor and probably should sponsor shows like ours, because it would help, you know, the mission of VR rather than the consumerism of VR. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I've sold so many headsets just from people because they don't know that you could do this stuff. Like from watching their streams, they don't know that you could do this stuff. Like I have a whole band in here, and over there in Exit Infinite Instrument, well, we can meet over there too, and we could start a VR band and stuff like that. Like, you know, and it's Infinite Instruments. Like they don't know about this kind of stuff by watching their streams, but they come and find our streams. But see, here's the thing though, YouTube and Facebook, they both have this thing to where they feature these creators and stuff like that. And what's happens is the creators, they get featured and then they blow up pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like everybody at Facebook pretty much knows who I am. Like you might as well say that I pretty much made it known to where, and because I kind of felt some kind of way, and tell me if I'm wrong about this, but let's talk about some good stuff. So I kind of felt some kind of way because my content was used. So yes, Facebook Spaces was their application and stuff like that, and they did ask me, and I did agree with them. But it would have been nice if they would have given me some kind of a tag on the multiple clips of my content that I used, that they used on their stage during their keynote.
Were you on the keynote?
Yeah, during Oculus 4, yeah. And
that's cool.
But nobody knew that was me.
They didn't have like a at the VR girl at the bottom or anything.
No,
no, that's
crappy.
It would have been different if I wasn't a content creator, but that was when I first started wanting to get into this professionally.
Well, hey, that gives you some leverage. Be like, hey, you guys didn't mention me.
I know. I tried that. Yeah. I tried that. I tried that, and it pissed them off. I tried that. Yeah. It pissed them off. Now, and then what they did was the next year for OC5, what they did was they featured all the other creators, and some of them that I actually taught Facebook Spaces, and they featured all of them and left me out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That sucks.
Yeah, and so I mean, I was thinking that they would want to make me a partner because I mean I've been and I did introduce, and I still use Facebook Spaces sometimes, but I really backed off of it at that point because you know if I'm beta testing for you, I don't care how big you are or anything like that because I'm a really good beta tester. Like I'm really good at it. And I give a lot of feedback, a lot of valuable feedback and stuff like that. And so, but I really backed off and backed away from the Facebook Spaces once that happened. I mean, I still use it, but now I found Flipside. Flipside sent me a shirt in the mail. You know what I'm saying? Like they sent me a shirt. I love the Flipside team, and they tell other creators, and they tell everybody about me, and so I'm loyal to Flipside, and but yeah, that happened, and I felt like I felt like they should have made me a partner. That's what I felt like because I mean, and but I mean I got over that a long time ago. I kind of got over that a long time ago because I kind of went through some things like I kind of went through some depression about it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I'm not, yeah. I mean, seriously.
Hey, like, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you know, it's one of those things where we just kind of have to, I guess, move on and go for the next big thing. And you know, I think the nicest thing about, you know, VR and doing content creation and stuff like that is the fact that you kind of just have to keep on pushing no matter what, because you're going to get these curveballs thrown at you, whether it be like YouTube Adpocalypse or featured and not credited, things like that. But I mean, all of it eventually, I mean, no one's really going to care about it except for you, but your fans are just, they want to see you. They want to see you. They want to interact with you. And that's the most important, right?
Absolutely. And so I realized that, like, it took me, I learned that. And so like DJ Puddles, she's like my biggest fan. And, I love coming in here and, hanging out with her. And she came in my life. Like, she came in, and I respond to all my fans. It will never, it won't matter how big I ever get. Like, I will always respond to them. But DJ Puddles, she reached out to me, and then that's how we became friends, because she was actually my fan. And then so we started meeting together here in the Flipside, and she's just like me. Like, she's just like I've been waiting for a really long time to meet another female, a VR female, like, that's crazy, is just as crazy about the VR as I am. And so then she came along, and she's probably helped me out a lot with that, because I was about to tap out. I was getting ready to just throw in the towel, and she came along, and then I started realizing that, it doesn't matter. Like, Facebook, they don't ever have to feature me. They don't ever have to make me a partner or anything like that. But somebody out there will, and they did. Like, so I'm in the talks right now with some sponsors. I can't really say though, but and they're pretty big too. And so
it sounds like. It sounds like the only thing you really needed was a partner in VR crime.
I did.
Right, Eugene?
I did.
That's right.
That's right. Yes.
I think everybody needs a accountability buddy for creating content like this.
Yes.
And so, like, Topher and I were each other's, and you have DJ Puddles, and maybe we should just make it a thing that if you're a content creator, team up with somebody else. They don't have to be super big or a lot smaller. Just somewhere that you vibe with, that you get along with, and have the same passion and dreams as you.
It's nice having a homie that brings you up a little bit and like, hey, what you're making, that's cool.
I like it.
Keep it up.
Or even keeps you in line, because sometimes so she tells me, like, and I love her for that, because like she tells me, like, if I do something like that's wrong or that she's like, I don't know if that's going to get you, I don't know if you need to put that out there. And she's honest, like, and that I appreciate her for that. Like, her complete, and she's not rude about it. There's a difference between just being brutally honest and no, she's very, like, she's just like me, and that's what I love about it, because she's like, she really wants to see me see this succeed, and she spends just as much time as as I do. And so it's kind of relieving to have somebody in here that understands what my goals and stuff are, and that kind of has the same goals as I do, because she does. Like I said, she's one of the best VR DJs that I've ever seen in all the years of doing this, and she does this over there in Sansar and High Fidelity. But how did the two of you meet?
We met through our the After Effects group here in town. Actually, no, we met through a cosplay convention, and I hit him up online. And I was like, I dress up as Casey Jones,
and I make VFX videos of cosplayers.
I should be in your video, and we filmed together. And then I invited him out to my After Effects meetup, and the rest is history, pretty much.
Yeah, we've been friends ever since. Yeah,
awesome.
But so we are coming up on time, which means we need to end the show, unfortunately. Laura, the VR girl, where can people find you?
Yes, so if you want to find me, I can be found. So I'm on all the social channels. You can find me on Facebook. On the VR girl. So it's at the official VR girl. So at official VR girl. And then I'm also on Twitter, official VR girl. Twitch, official VR girl. Let's see. Instagram, the VR girl. Just search for the VR girl. You'll be able to find me with no problem. Yeah.
Awesome.
Perfect.
We'll definitely put a link down below on whatever social platform that you're watching this or podcast, audio cast that you're listening to this on. We'll put her Facebook page link.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah. And if you'd like to support the show, go over to chamber01.bigcartel.com and pick yourself up some awesome cyberpunk clothing.
Yes.
Right on.
Merch.
Well, you can find me online generally at toe_fur, or just search Topher Welsh. I think I'm pretty much the only Topher Welsh in the world. Eugene, where do the people find you?
Capon Design. Just Google me.
Right on. Well, VR girl, thank you so much for being on. This has been a lot of fun. This has been one of our more unique podcast episodes, I gotta say.
Really? That's cool. Cool.
Yeah. For anybody who is only listening and not actually watching the video, she's been in VR the whole time. So we've been talking to an avatar.
Yes.
I think we probably should have led with that.
We probably should have said something about that, but that's okay. And they'll probably figure it out eventually, as we're talking about her coffee cups and Vive trackers and stuff like that. So
that is fair. So anyway, everybody, stay glitched.
Stay glitched.
All right. Bye.